All right. They caught me looking down for a second, but we are here. This is Morning Journal session number 214. And I am your host, and they call me G. And I can roll a burrito in case you were curious about that part. I can roll a burrito, but I just choose not to sit there and waste that time. Inside joke from the VIP, but thank y'all for hanging out with me. We are getting things started. If you're listening on, hey, shout out to all our Apple Podcast listeners, right? Welcome to Morning Journal. Glad that you're here. Spotify, Google Podcasts. Thank you all for listening in. I mentioned the VIP section. Check your show notes if you want to join us for that first half hour of the show where we kind of check in and get situated, give me a chance to get my life together and hang out with some close friends. Check the link in the show notes and you can join us in that VIP section. We're going to be talking about that work today. We're going to be talking about that work again. J-Man, Maria, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Let me reset the request box. We're talking about the work that we're willing to embrace. Work that you are willing to embrace is going to be the first question of the day. And embrace is sometimes it's a funny thing to put along the side work, because sometimes work is you trying to get away from, trying to avoid. We move. Sometimes when we call it work, it's something we have maybe we want to move away from it, but maybe there's something that you want to embrace. And just because you know that embracing it and surrendering to what is will make it more joyful for you. So yeah, that's going to be how we start things. I want to say, earlier in the week, we were kind of talking about time. In previous episodes, we bring up time a lot because I think a lot of us deal with issues around time management, procrastination, all the different ways that we relate to time. And a significant part of our lives, a significant part of the way that we occupy our time is with work of some sort. And we can't make time. As we said, we can only make decisions. I think on a large scale, we make bigger decisions that kind of shape our vision or move us towards the ultimate goal that we have in life. And then on a daily basis, we make decisions about how to allocate our energy. So large scale, we deciding career, family, like major decisions. And then day to day, how are we going to deal with the energy that we have available? I think attention is a basic unit of both love and energy. So basically, when we're talking about that day-to-day relationship with time, what we're doing is allocating our resource of love and attention towards things. So, and you embrace the things that you love. And interestingly enough, somehow it happens, you end up loving the things that you embrace. It's amazing. You embrace the things you love, but you also love the things that you embrace, because if you embrace it because you understand that it is getting you where you are trying to go. So Noble, embrace that sore back. Or maybe just put a brace on that sore back. How about that? All right. So let's take a look and see what we're saying. Put a brace on that sore back, huh? Noble in there talking about my neck, my back. So, weeding my mental garden from all the toxicity of early childhood and mal-programming, that's the work. That's the work that you're willing to embrace. Yeah, and that's important work, right? That's sort of foundational work that enables everything else that you are trying to create. So someone anonymously shares that I can embrace almost anything or anyone. It's people who make things, tasks, and relationships difficult. I can sit on an island by myself for the rest of life and never have a problem. But people, some people, all right? Go Dogs is in the house. Welcome in. It's good to see you. What is some work that you're willing to embrace? That is where we are right now. Alexis, thank you for the like. And also, I know if you've been here for a minute, if you've updated the app and you see that thing, you'll notice that the heart is regenerating as we speak. So you can show your continued support as you hang out with us when that like recharges. If you don't see that, you need to update the app. You need that to update. All right. Noble Ancient says, I am willing to embrace the work of building and designing games. It's more than work. It's an enjoyment and solid desire to entertain. And that's me. So someone anonymously says, I'm willing to embrace the emotional work to figure out this weird relationship I have going on. Patience is going to be key. Patience paired with actions will be the work required. Okay. I think relationships can take all different types of shapes. And I guess you would call it weird, I guess, in comparison only to other things that you've experienced, I think it's important, when we look at, it's important not to be too quick to compare experiences to those that other people have, because everybody has their own path that they're on. Everybody has their own ways that they are seeking to meet and have needs met, But, I think you better figure it out. How to be patient and aware. Tree says, can you see my comments? Yeah, I see you, Tree. I see you say, can you see my comments? I didn't see you. If you're talking about the request box, I didn't see anything in there. I don't know. Did you put something in the request box? Trees. I mean, I've been seeing you saying speak to people and stuff like that. Weird, it kicked me, but I can't get back in. Oh, okay. Yeah, you got kicked. You can't get back in. Well, you're here. I mean, I'm seeing you. Tree need to update that app, yo. Yeah, you sitting there running that in Windows 7. You might have to turn off your whole phone. Tree's phone over there burning up trying to run the old version of the app. Mr. Riddler, welcome in. Thank you for being here. The question that we're asking right now, what work are you willing to embrace? That's what we're doing right now. Not the 7. Yeah, you got that 7. You got that Windows 7. You said 7? Yeah, you got that Windows 7 for sure. So work you are willing to embrace. Kaiko, welcome in. It's good to see you this morning. Thank you for being here. Or Keiko. I try. I really do. I promise. All right. Let's get ready. If you are ready, go ahead and drop a heart in the chat and we can go on to the next prompt. I know I'm hitting these T's hard this morning, ain't I? G with the basic black hoodie. I guess it's cute or whatever. You know, just keeping it simple. Bex had to be nosy and go hop over anyway. I told you it wasn't nothing really going on. She had to come see anyway, huh? All right, let's get ready to go to the next one. Drop a heart in the chat. Make sure all, everybody's good. I think we got most of everybody's responses. So let's see what we got here. All right. I know that we were talking about embracing the work, embracing the things that are required of you, and not, there's going to be a fight. There's a fight first thing, first thing as soon as everything starts. Sometimes there's a little battle that you have to win. Let's get clear about, okay, so what is the hard part? What is the part that you have a tendency to run from? What is it that imposes attacks on your energy and awareness and your motivation, all the different things that are required to make something happen? There's some things that might pose a little bit of attacks on you. So what are some of those things? I'll open up the request box and I'd love to hear what you have to say about that. And in the meantime, you can also drop a green heart in the chat. Rita is listening in, so you know how that go. Harley is saying hi. Well, hello, Harley. Thank you for being here. Always a pleasure. So y'all just say, hey, Harley's got it too, because like you just got to make sure I'm good, make sure I'm representing out here in these streets. I hear you. I feel like I have a very simple wardrobe, and I almost, because I'm on camera, I almost feel like I gotta go get some clothes or something. I don't know. I get bored seeing myself on camera, so I need to snazz it up a little bit. So maybe I need to maybe I could channel in the Discord, make it like a little lookbook. Y'all can maybe give me style me a little bit. Somebody want to be my stylist out here, maybe that's something that we can do together. Cause your boy don't really, I don't think about that a lot. Waylon, thank you so much for joining us. We're talking about the most taxing thing, the most taxing parts of your creative work or your day, the things that impose, that like stick a little straw in the back of your neck and suck out your energy. That part you don't like, that the Chief Keef part of it. Y'all know, Chief Keef, right? Holla if you hit me. I'm not gonna, if you know, I'm not gonna, you know what I'm talking about? Bex is like, I'll be your stylist. That's what's up, Bex. We might have to, I might just have to go, I don't know. I might have to scoop you up and take you to the town center or something and, point some things out. Waylon, thank you for the likes. Appreciate it. So the taxing thing for Alexis right now is struggling to find an office job that doesn't require the use of a phone or hearing. It's pretty frustrating. Ms. Hippie is here watching over on YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome back, Papi Chulo. It's good to have you here. Yeah, so let's look at your day. Look at your day and say, well, what really drains me? What is something that I have to do that's a part of the work that I'm doing? And I'm committed to the work, but man, that part, I ain't really feeling that part. It's the difficult part, the most taxing part of your work or your day. So for Noble, prototype building, your hand gets sore. So it's just like the physical strain of pencil in hand, sketching, trying to figure things out. Trees back, folks. Everybody be cool. All right. The most taxing part of your creative work or the most taxing part of your day, we're just kind of checking in on the parts that like take a lot out of us. So someone anonymously shared, it's the never-ending complaints of how hard life is or unfair that is loaded on me like I can help. It's like, yo, you just have to deal with people's complaints all day, and that's draining. I could dig that. Yeah, it takes a certain level of a personality to be in a customer service or care provider position. Because hearing all that negativity, it definitely can weigh on you. So him says, driving. I hate traffic. I hate people. I hate stopping to put gas in. So once you get to work, you're all right. But getting there, that part, the commute. Yeah. By the time you get there, you're in a bad mood. So someone anonymously says that the taxing part for me is working with other people. People say this is a negative thing, but being very introverted and an intellectual, it just feels like I meet the same people every day, just different bodies. So anonymous over here is like, these pawns around me, these plebes around me, I can't tolerate your sheer basicness. I'm so much smarter than you. Why can't you see that? You bore me. Get the hints. I'm so much better than you. I can't spare your presence. Leave me to my business. I don't know if you're an introvert or you just could egotistical maniac, but either way, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Now you have to know, if you're anonymous, I'm coming for you, baby. You got to say it with your chest. You know what I mean? We just gonna, the number, we got 9 people in here, it's about to be 8, because they're like, I ain't here for this. Now you scared to leave because you're gonna know who, I'm gonna know who it is, because I see who in here. That number go down and somebody leave, I know who it is. I know who it is. So you're gonna lay low for a few minutes, right? You're gonna lay low for a few minutes, maybe wait for somebody else to come in so you can slip out the door. Man, I'm sick of G. Oh man, I can't bear to work with other people. These fools. Bex says, if I let it get the best of me, or if I try to force it, my writer's block can be very taxing. They have revealed themselves. Okay. I hear you, Marie. Hey, it is what it is, y'all. Some of us are better than others. You know, Some of us are just better. Let's just keep it real. Like, hey, we are not the same. You know, yesterday's price is not today's price. Hey, everybody don't have it like that. So I'm with you. I'm with you, Marie. So for Tree, creatively, it's filming. I forget to bring my camera sometimes. I only have one camera, so I literally have to stop, position my camera, shoot, and repeat. So me and Tree, it might be another time for me and Tree to get together and have another little powwow, little tutorial session as you are advancing in your work and gaining new skills. It might be time for us to sit down and talk again. I mean, I just did a workshop last night with a group of people on filmmaking. It might be time. So let me know. Maybe we can set things up and we can have a conversation, get some of your questions answered, so the filming part won't be so taxing for you. Yeah, you know how to reach me. You know, I don't know if Tree's getting drunk this episode or not, but we'll see. It's turning into that, you know. It's good, it's fun, it's great content. But I worry about you. Oh man. All right. Let's see what else we got in here. Perfect. So we've acknowledged the things that are taxing in the work that we do. And I guess the question that we have to ask is, are you on the path of the ultimate? Right? It's like anytime you're working on something that's significant, there's always going to be parts of it that are like, what is our expectation that it should be easy? Where does that come from? Where do we get off thinking that making something significant, creating something meaningful, where do we get off expecting that to be easy? Where do you do that at? You know, it's going to be parts of it that it's going to require you to overcome some challenges. And it's cool. I mean, it's all good. It's fine. You just have to, it is what it is. We don't have to judge it as something that's unfair. Because if it comes from within, why would it be hard? Because we are human. How about that? Your boy I got noises going on in the background. That's a real professional situation we got going on here. I usually have my notifications turned off. Y'all know me, no noti gang, but experience has made me a little scared to turn my notifications off. I might miss something. So Marisa, if it comes from within, why is it hard? Because a lot of times we don't have a clear access to within, you know? We don't necessarily have a clear vision of that. And there is emotional labor required to have that level of clarity, you know? But I don't know, maybe, you know, Marie, I can't speak for you though, because, you know, you different. So I can't, maybe it's, you know, easy for you. Oh man. Because we already know Marie, how Marie roll. Like, I'm trying to be like Marie. Must be nice. It's like, this is the last time I come here for this abuse first thing in the morning. Bomb, thank you so much for the like. I appreciate you. All right. Okay. So let's get ready to go to the next prompt. Let's drop a heart in the chat. Must be nice. Heart in the chat so we can go to the next one. We started with talking about being willing to embrace the work, and then, acknowledging the parts that might be a little bit challenging for most folks. You know, it's like, I know that's how it's gonna be. I'm gonna grow a little bit, in the process of doing that? So let's go to the next prompt. So let's think about how we can tackle that challenge. Let's take an assessment of kind of the unique things about us that we can maybe leverage to allow us to address some of those challenges. Tell me a little bit about your day. What time of day do you typically have the most energy? What time of day do you typically have the most energy? And then also, I know I didn't include it in the prompt, but maybe then tell us, what are you normally doing during that time? What time of day do you typically have the most energy, and what are you usually doing then? So we got somebody talking about gummies. I like gummies too. Albanese gummies. I don't even know what that is. Noel is like, is that a euphemism or saying must be nice? Yeah, it's a saying. It's something a hater would say. Like, it's like, I'll take something a hater would say for 400. Oh man. So what time of day typically do you have the most energy? I skipped over some words, so that's what we're talking about. So Alexa says early morning, like 2 a.m. That's when my best work is done. Your best work is done at 2 in the morning. And is that after having slept or after having been up? Is it 2 a.m. after having slept or 2 a.m. after having been up? That's the question. And then what are you doing? Like, what is this work that you were able to do especially well at this time? If you don't mind. Because maybe if it's at 2 a.m., maybe it's none of our business. But 2 a.m., you up, what you working on? So for Noble, it's like mid-afternoon, about 3 p.m. PST, and either traveling or running some errands or doing gamer shop. It is what it is. So Alexa's like, no sleep. I'm no sleep gang. I hardly sleep as it is. Well, I understand how that feels, not getting a lot of sleep. Like, that's kind of my life right now. I'm having a little bit of a, I'm a little bit of a creature of habit. Like, in order for me to do all the things that I have going on, I really have to be really disciplined about my rest. And like, I have to be really disciplined about it. Things just kind of get raggedy on me. I know that, but yet, sometimes you get caught out there, right? So J-Man says, evening 6 to 12, I'm down for anything. Welcome to the party life. I don't know, man. That's not really nightlife. That's like evening life. If you done at midnight, you ain't doing it right. We used to leave. We used to show up almost at midnight. We pre-gaming until almost midnight. You know what I mean? But he's like, I guess maybe we were doing different things. Because who's got time to, reality has landed. Welcome in, reality. It's good to see you again. Lily Stokes, thank you so much for being here. J-Man says, I'm on chill hours after midnight. Yeah. There you go. You're on that wind down. So Tree says, now it's between 8 and 10 p.m. I'm starting to train for the Honolulu Marathon. What did I get myself into? I know what you're going to get yourself into. Shape. Because if you're going to run that marathon and you train that, I don't know what you got yourself into thus far, but what you're going to get yourself into is shape. Because 26.2, you know what I mean? Reality, thank you so much for the like. It's nice to have you here again. So what time of the day do you typically, do you have the most energy? And I think sometimes that can shift. And then what are you doing? What are you using that time for? Because I think that when we have the freedom to, or the ability to devote our best work to our peak hours, the things that are difficult but worth doing, difficult but necessary things, we can make a lot of progress by leaning into those things and advancing the parts of our vision that matter, giving our best energy to it. So someone anonymously shares, anytime is good with the right people. Well, I'm pretty sure is, let me leave Maria alone. Maria might not even be here no more. Anytime is good with the right people, probably 11 p.m. Not doing anything too productive, just some cleaning, talking with friends, brainstorming. Oh, Marie is in here. Well, I know that's not Marie's anonymous reply because, people are just not. Like, Marie, I don't do humans. This humans thing, dealing with, Oh, man. Thank you so much for the like. J-Man Noble, thank you for keeping it going. So Bex is like 12 a.m. to 9 a.m., but I be minding my business though. Okay. You have the most energy, you just be turned all night, but just minding your business. The best time to write. I feel that. That's the time. So how much sleep do you get though, Bex? Is sleep a problem for you? Nah, I'm just up, yo. I'm just up. You don't be tired. So it's like, I'm gonna go here, I'm just gonna freestyle a story real quick. Off the rip, let's see what it do. See if anybody that can follow this train of thought. So here's the thing that I learned, Noble, and maybe you can crack this code. One of the challenges of doing any sort of long form storytelling is the fact that if someone isn't, people have to kind of be there from the beginning, or you have to constantly be catching people up. So it's difficult to do long form storytelling live just because of the dynamics of the drop-ins. So if you can figure out and crack the code how to overcome that, then where you're not constantly having to catch people up, that's the challenge. Yeah, long form content. Y'all want to have a conversation about content? I know it's a lot of content creators in here. Y'all want to do some inside baseball? We talking about creative work. Let me know if you want me to kind of riff on my thoughts about that. I'll be glad to after this prompt. Okay. Yeah, we'll take a second with that and we'll just kind of, yeah. So someone y'all quiet in here, anonymous, 3 a.m. I play creatively. I remember when I was a small child, I would be up at 3 a.m. playing with Barbie dolls. LOL, not much has changed except the way I play is different. Like meditation and deep thought. Meditation as play. How about that? Hey, Jovi. Welcome in and thank you so much for the like. I appreciate you. I think the ultimate is probably being able to have enough flexibility in your schedule so that you can, use those peak hours to do the things that matter most to you. And hopefully they're not being like commandeered by some pesky obligation that you would, that you're trying to get away from. You haven't quite managed to design a life that you don't want to escape. I think that's the goal. To make something we don't want to run from. It's like, okay, this is my life. This is kind of what I want. So. All right, here we go. So we're going to talk a little bit about content and just sort of my personal thoughts about it. I'm going to change to the next prompt. So as I'm just kind of talking, y'all can work on the next one. I'm going to change the background to, oh man, I forgot that one. No, I didn't. I got it. Y'all can rest your mind on this prompt, and I'm going to talk a little bit about sort of some of my philosophies or thoughts around where streaming specifically fits into like a content strategy and content in general, and sort of how it works. So I was talking about the challenges of long form content in a live environment, especially when you don't have if it's an event, if it's a one-off event or just something special that that you've had a chance to promote in advance, then doing something that's long form can be very effective because everyone is going to show up. They know they need to be there. They're going to get there. There is this anticipation or expectation that you need to be available, to get the entire experience. And it even works well if it's targeted to a specific group of people so that that, this is what's going on. I think that to work around that, kind of the way that I've approached that reality is with the fact that our conversation, the half-life or the time of our conversations on any given subject is only 10 to 15 minutes. So at any point, if someone comes in the stream, they'll be able to pick up what's going on and be included in the conversation pretty soon. Like they'll get a fresh start. So that's one of the ways that I kind of chunk up the time so that even if you just get one prompt and you only stay for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, you get some value out of the experience. Because as much as the folks who are already know me and who are invested like to hear my stories, the story times, only y'all. If you don't know me and you don't like, why you don't have any context, right? So I'm really careful about when I do that because I know it doesn't necessarily serve the purpose of what this is about. So Alexa's talking about growing your audience. I think that consistency is the biggest thing. Frequency is also key. Just because you give yourself, the more times at bat you give yourself, the more opportunities you have to be seen. So it's not that weekly, like a weekly frequency can work for some platforms and for some cases. Sometimes the right tempo is daily. Sometimes the right tempo is multiple times per day. So you just kind of have to figure out the right frequency that fits the content that you're creating and try to build up a strategy to eventually get to the point where you can do that. I mean, if you try to go off the bat with a real high tempo content strategy, you're gonna burn out. It's not gonna work because you're not gonna be able to keep it up. So you kind of have to gradually build that muscle. Pick one thing and do that and make sure that, okay, at least this is my baseline. I know I can show up. I know I can do that. And then, once that's second nature, then maybe you can add another step and see a little bit better, I can add this. And then once you get that under your belt, okay, now I can do that. Because right now I'm at the point I have a pretty sprawling situation and I got to get some help, because I know I can't do it all by myself, but I know that it needs to get done. So I got Bex going to be my stylist so that when I show up on camera, I'm going to be right. Another thing that's really valuable too is just having having a community, doing it in community, working in community. So for a long time, the biggest thing that, on here, building your audience really was just about connecting with the people and having other people spread the word about what you're doing. So I try to create space for that because I like to let people know what's going on. And I know I do it differently now than I did when we were exclusively on Spoon, because I have to think about the people who are listening later for whom it makes no sense. Like, what are you talking about? There's no context and it's not even, it just makes it a little weird. So I do that a little differently now, but we do have ways that we can do that with each other using the tools like Discord and stuff like that, just to keep each other informed, finding ways to collaborate. Collaboration is a great way to build your audience, working with other people, sort of getting in front of other people, like-minded folks who can connect you, Yeah, so there's that. Yeah. So the prompt that you have in the background, blank is important, but I don't believe I have enough time for it. That's what we're thinking about right now. Ain't nobody got time for that. It's important, but, So is there something that you recognize that would be good, but you don't feel like you have enough time for it? It would be worthwhile, but you haven't made time for it. So Jovi says, I'm off today, eating breakfast and getting ready to go for a walk/run. I know Jovi was probably trembling in her boots, bringing up that run because she thought I was going to come for, about that plan. How far are we running today, Jovi? You want to get into this? Is that the vibe? Do you feel it getting into that conversation with us again? 3 miles. Okay. And you mind your business. All right. So Tree says socializing is important, but I have so many things going on right now and I'm missing out on so much. Socializing is important for you, especially Tree. I think that's one of the ways that you express yourself. And when you don't have it, you feel a little depleted, probably, I would imagine. Am I right? So Bex is like, girl, it's cold out there. There's supposed to be some sleet today. Be safe, Joe. Wait a minute. Where's some sleet coming? Where, Bex? So I think that if there's something that's important, that that if you feel drained and you feel like, okay, you just feel beat down, is because there's something that's necessary for you that you've been neglecting. And in doing it, you're going to actually increase your energy. You're going to increase your capacity. So Miss Hippie over on YouTube says, reading a good book is important, but I don't believe I have time for it. Anybody got time for reading? Reading? You ain't got time for reading. I mean, I think that there's some things that we might not say we believe we don't have time for, but our actions are telling us, like your actions are proving or demonstrating your belief that you don't have time for it. There is no better indication or measure of what your beliefs are than your actions. They say they speak louder than words. If you want to see what someone believes, just watch what they do. And then and then once you do it, then you can start believing it. Sometimes you have to do it the other way around. So what's important to you, you'll make time for. If you don't, it's not important to you, period. I don't even know why this person is being anonymous. We know who this is. The truth, this is just my truth and personal opinion. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. I'm making enemies out here today. I'm making enemies. It's on and popping in here. It's like, why are you picking on me, yo? I don't know. So Noble says, for me, it turns out that self-care is important, but I don't believe I have enough time for it. Yeah. Jehovah Thickness is in the building, folks. What's happening? I don't know why I went to that. I don't know why I went to that register. I don't know what happened to my octave when JT walked into the space. But what would it do though? It's good to see you this morning. Reality says, getting organized is important, but I don't believe I have enough time for it. I just got to go, go, go. I ain't got time to step back and, arrange my environment to support what it is I'm trying to do. I'm just gonna just keep working in this mess right here. I'm gonna keep existing in this chaos, and I'm gonna keep being stressed out because I ain't got time to get organized. JT, thank you so much for the like. I appreciate you. Lowy Needles is in the building. What's happening? It's good to see you this morning. So blanket's important, but I don't believe I have enough time for it. That's the question. So Alexis says, one word, sleep. Sleep is important, but I got stuff I gotta do, like look for work and keep up the flat and spoil my bunny and keep my life partner happy. And yeah. So, So in what ways does missing sleep help you make those things happen? I guess that's the question. Because I'm sitting here as someone who's missing sleep, and I know my life is not good at all. My life is not made better at all. I'm less able to do those things. But that's what's up. Miss Hippie's like, okay, Miss Hippie, I hear you. Miss Hippie says you can sleep when you're dead, and if you don't sleep, you're gonna get there quicker. All right, so Beck says, I'm ashamed to say that I've become one of those people that listens to audiobooks instead of actually reading. I have new books collecting dust on my shelf. Who has time to read? I listen to my books. Well, I think that if you are getting information, then listening to books can be, an interesting thing to do. Thank you so much for the spoons, Tim. Thank you. I appreciate you. But yeah, if you're listening for information, listening can be cool. I think if you are a writer, it's important that you work with text just because it's just like a different way to engage. I think, reading kind of impacts writing, not just from an informational standpoint, but just from a processing standpoint, sort of a natural relationship between those two activities. So it can be, and it's different, it's different. Thank you for the like, Bex. I appreciate you. Someone anonymously says that taking my meds is important, but I don't believe I have time for it. Chloe says, I listen because I can multitask. So I can just halfway do a couple things. I'm just going to get through it. So I'm wondering what kind of elaborate medical, how long don't have time to set reminders. Yeah, that's really important, right? I mean, we have to be honest. I think that it is possible. We have the brain is kind of divided into different kind of functional areas. And it could be the case that you can do a couple things that are working in different areas of the brain. But after you get past, if you try to do two things that are using the same sort of system in your brain, you messing up both of them. You're doing them both poorly, Tim says, don't skip the meds. There's no point of taking them if you're not going to take them. It's like you taking them or not. Yeah, don't skip it. Bomb says, exercise is important, but I don't believe I have time for it. Jehovah Dignus says, I put my meds in one of those candle dispensers. Man, I be living like a child. I need all kinds of reinforcement and reminder and ways of being to keep myself on track. But you do what you got to do. You just got to be willing to do whatever it takes to keep yourself healthy, right? It don't really matter what kind of game you got to play. All right. See what we got here. All right. Are we ready to go to the next part? Oh, no, we're not ready. Somebody else says. Okay, here's 10. Let's see what we got here. It's about making time. You allow time for the things you really want to do. Ask yourself if this is what you want to do for real. I don't know what that last part is. I can't say that last part. I don't know what that is. Y'all, I don't know what that means. Y'all be lying. Okay, y'all be lying. That M is what threw me off. That M threw me off. Okay, I get it now. Y'all be lying. Okay, yeah, for sure. I think, again, we don't make time. We don't make time. I think, if you want to be precise with your language, you can't make time because time is what it is. You make decisions. You don't make time, you make decisions. All right. Drop a heart in the chat for me if we're ready. Boo time. Are you saying boo to time or you saying it's boo time? You saying boo to time or are you saying it's boo time? I mean, either way, it's okay. I'm just curious what you mean. All right, let's go to the next one. And a lot of times, these things, these are notes to self. More than anything, a lot of these are notes to self. All right. Rest is productive. Rest is productive. So it's counterintuitive. But the idea that you can get more done just by doing it kind of ignores the fact that the greatest part of our capacity as humans kind of lies. It kind of lies in parts of ourselves that we don't access if we don't take the time to regenerate. You can keep grinding and take 4 hours, 5 hours to do something that you could do in one if you were rested. So where's the balance at? Like, you gain time by resting. You don't lose time by resting. You gain time because you can access more creativity. It's not the hours that matter, it's what you put into them. It's you are the sort of X factor in everything that you're doing. You are the X factor because the time is the time, right? It moves at the rate that it moves, and you don't have any control over that. The only X factor is you. You can't even manage time. All you can manage is yourself in relationship to time, because the time is just going to move. So self-management says that if I'm rested and I'm fresh and I'm healthy, this task will take me 30 minutes. If I'm drained, depleted, and distracted, it's going to take me 5 hours. Maybe rest, right? It's difficult to trust that because we have, a lot of us have an addiction to doing. You always got to be doing something. You think that that's what it means to be productive, but you can't mistake movement for progress. You can't mistake movement for achievement. Those are not the same thing. You just moving. You just showing off, really. Like, you don't want to be, you just showing off. You're not getting anything real important done. Maybe you're guilty. You feel like you need to be doing something. Maybe there's something in your heart and in your mind that says that you can't chill. Sleep gang and all that. And maybe, you've built an identity about not needing it somehow. Like, that's your, overworking as a badge of honor. It's like, yo, I go hard, fam. But you know what you're doing. You're spinning your wheels, running yourself into the ground and doing less than what is best, doing less than your best work. Because you be out there just, Yo, is that Chino? Marie says, yes, you're talking about me. That is me. Gotta keep it moving. Gotta keep moving. It's like, let's see what we got here. How do you refill your cup? So I don't believe in rest. I'm one of those. I rest when I'm dead type people. Unfortunately, when I was 17, Lil Wayne said it. Well, actually, Lil Wayne was quoting Nas when he said it, but I feel you. Lil Wayne was quoting Nas when he said that. But yeah, now that's your life. It stuck with you. So, it says, I'm sorry I'm late. It's just Russia attacked Ukraine. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on in the world, for sure. So we're talking about ways that we refill our cup. So Miss Hippie says, music, meditation, and walking the dogs are ways to refill your cup. Yeah, we need some strategies, right? Mississippi also likes to cook. I mean, sometimes we have active ways that we regenerate and there are passive ways that we regenerate. Sometimes we need to be doing something We need to be moving our bodies or moving towards something in order to regenerate our energy. Sometimes we don't need a rest, we need a change, right? Jehovah Thickness says, I'm about to refill my cup because I'm going to the spa and there's going to be no kids there. I get to mentally and physically recharge so I can do my task now. Emmy is here. What's up, Emmy? I know not you, but I'm glad that you are here. That you use the space as an alternative to snooze. Kenneth said, I had such a bad day, but I'm here with a positive attitude. That's awesome. Let's see if we can take some of that with us, that positivity, and apply it to our day. So what part of the spa are you most looking for, other than the absence of kids? What's your favorite part of going to the spa? Let's check in with Noble. It says, for me, regeneration and restoration comes in the forms of playing tabletop games or snuggling with Alexis. Finding rest comes in the forms of crashing or indirectly sleeping until I can't. So Marie says, I'm a Libra, so I was born to chill hard and used to do it a lot when I was younger, but now that I'm older, I feel like it breeds laziness. So laziness, that's sort of pejorative. That's like a slander against you. Oh, you lazy. Sometimes you lazy. Sometimes you look lazy, but what really is happening is you just super effective. And you don't need to put on a show about it. You know what I mean? Some of the people that look the laziest are the ones that are actually getting the most done because they realize they don't have to do it. Producing something and making something happen doesn't all have to come from them. And so we just kind of like, oh, I gotta, you know what I mean? I gotta do this. It's gotta be me out here. Get it out. It just won't happen. A lot of our busyness is ego, I think. An unwillingness to let go of things, wanting to try to control everything. Some of it is that. Not all of it, some of it is though. So if we can agree that, rest, if we can view rest as a productive thing, it can change your life because you can, without guilt, unplug and understand that, okay, I got to recharge this battery if I expect to keep going. I can't be running around here on 3% all day because if I'm more charged, then I'm just so much more effective. I create so much more leverage by being sharp. And I know this just from personal experience. I was writing before the stream and it was just so hard to do anything. I'm like, why is this like this right now? Why is this taking me 2 hours? And I usually knock it out in 15 minutes. I know why. Ding, ding, ding. All right. We all got to be better. So reality says I fill my cup by meditation, quieting my mind and breathing deeply. Bomb got that special technology. 3% is my full charge. Bomb's battery be hot. It's like at this point, you just got a landline. You just got a landline. You just got to keep your joint plugged up. At that point, if you can't walk around with your phone, you just got a landline. Oh man. JT says, every time I meditate, a kid crawls on me, right? So Noble says, NOS or Bang Energy drink charges my battery for a special attack. It's like, haha, I'm not gonna sleep. I'm just gonna chemically keep myself going and develop even a more difficulty in actually ever being able to rest. Oh man, I'm never gonna be able to sleep again. I just need to do this to my body. Let me hit that Mountain Dew real quick. Let me see what that Mountain Dew. All right, Tim says, eat, drink, and work out. That is how you refill your cup. Yeah, like sometimes it's just a basic stuff. Yeah, sometimes, we overcomplicate things. There are a lot of simple things that we can do that would make a huge difference in the quality of our life. Huge difference. And yeah, and if we can shift our idea, oh, Marie was making a comment about the music. Were you asking about a song that just played, or you like, I can let you know what it was. Tim's like, don't make it a habit, Noble. Oh, it is a habit. It's already too late for that. It has overtaken Noble. So the last track that played, if that's what you were asking, Marie, is Gimme All Summer. Oh, you just generally complimenting the music selection. Well, I'm glad that you like it. This is our Rhythm and Muse playlist. All right, we're gonna share. Bomb says, whenever I need to recharge my battery, I'll typically try and game with my friends. It's calming and just makes me feel fully charged. So that's a kind of like a dual situation, like you being social, being around people that you care about or that you enjoy spending time with, engaging in an activity that you enjoy. And then you feel like, okay, I got my dose. I can get out there and do something again. Noble says, I just run on sugar. I just run on pure sugar, baby. Man, y'all, yeah, I mean, hey, I can empathize. I know that there were times in my life where I did the same. Like, I was thinking, like, I just had a couple different jobs. I had just got divorced, and that took a pretty hefty toll on all aspects of my life. And I just had to work and try to get my life together, and I was really running and hiding through my busyness. So I was like, I'm just gonna work. I can't deal with it. So Lazy and Lost Silver, thank you for joining us. So we're talking about ways that we refill our cup, understanding that rest is productive. I know we got some marathon runners in here, and the rest days are just as important as the run days for you to build up your ability and your endurance. Your body heals and gets stronger when you rest. So you got to incorporate both. If you can't rest, you can't heal, right? All right, Everybody take a couple deep breaths. That's one thing that's always available to us, right? We can come back to breathing. So for Ms. Hippie, passive watching true crime shows with the dogs is a way to recharge. But then you kind of get wrapped up in it. Retha says, I sit and listen to the birds and the music. It's a way to refill your cup. Yeah, I think I fall in the camp that, connection recharges me. I spend a lot of time in isolation. I've spent days where I don't say anything to anybody. Sometimes there are days where the stream is the only time I speak to someone. There have been days like that. And a lot of it is just kind of endemic to the work. Like if I'm editing, I'm doing some really intensive, deep work. It's sort of a solitary, isolating thing. Writing, a lot of times I'm not connecting or communicating with anyone. It's just, I'm sitting there with it and, I love it. Like there is, get into a flow state and you just have that. But then I realized that what I was missing and why I kind of reached a point of burnout is because I was missing connection. I need time to make space for a meaningful connection with other people who I care about. You need that connection. Or at least I do. Some of us don't need that. Some of us like people, But I recognize that I'm very much like that. Even as an introvert, it's like one person even, that you just can feel like you can relax and exist with. All right, let's see. So, morning journal session number 214. We're rounding the bend on this one. I appreciate everyone for listening in and checking out what we do here. We do it every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. We do it live right here on Spoon. That's where the VIP is. You can find a link if you want to catch the whole thing, because we do like 20 minutes, sometimes up to 30 minutes before we join everyone else. Sometimes we'll have a little after party. So if you want the entire experience, you can catch up with us 6 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. If you're listening and somehow you made it this far, then you must like what you hear. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure you go ahead and subscribe and let people know. Leave us a quick rating and say, hey, this is cool. This is a unique experience. This is a great way. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but say something cool, so people can find us and try it out. Also, in addition to the morning journal, tomorrow is Friday. So tomorrow is a big day for us. We're going to be having 3 streams on Friday. Help my life. I don't know, somehow 6 hours of streaming is okay for me on one day a week. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the morning journal. Then we're going to do Rhythm and Muse at 6 p.m., which is a good time. This is going to be exclusively on Spoon. And then our final stream is the Writer's Room. I know I didn't say what it was about, so let me say what it's about. Rhythm and Muse is similar to the morning journal. We use some of the same prompts, but really the biggest difference is the playlist. And it's afternoon and there's different people here, and we kind of see things differently at the end of our day than we do at the beginning of the day. So just bringing these prompts up, in a different sort of atmosphere and in a different time of day brings out different aspects or insights into how we are interpreting our lives. So Rhythm and Muse, once a week, we get to take a look at these prompts in the broad light of the afternoon sun. And then the writer's room, we respond to creative writing prompts provided by Cage Blackheart. These come in from Cage's Cafe, which is a channel we have in our Discord, which you can find in the links. If you are watching, you can find a link in the show notes if you're listening. But Cage's Cafe is creative writing prompts. We'll be answering those, but we'll be having a live panel read the responses. So it's not just me. We got some cool voice talent and interesting folks who help us explore your creative responses to fictional prompts. It is still, even though these are fictional scenarios for the most part, it is still intended to be a way for you to access a part of your life and experience, and do a little bit of reflection and examination with a little bit of a twist. So those streams are Friday evening, 6 o'clock Eastern and 8 o'clock Eastern, back to back. I'd love to see you there. If you bout that, if you enjoy hanging out with me, I'd love to see you there too. All right. Okay, so let's, y'all want to kind of do the final prompt of the day? Drop a heart in the chat if you want to take this baby on out. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, see the hearts in the chat. Hey Tristan, good to see you this morning. I hope that you are hanging in there, enjoying your Thursday morning so far, or your Friday night, or whatever it is to you. We get ready to get into our last prompt of the day. I can't express how hard I wanted, how deeply I desired to be able to surface the prompt right as the song ended. I'm so disappointed in myself for not being able to start like at the end of the song. F in the chat. F in the chat for me for not being able to catch that cue. All right. I have a choice, and I choose to do what is blank. I have a choice, and I choose to do what is blank. Let's acknowledge our ability to choose. Let's acknowledge the dignity that we have as humans to make choices. Retha says, I have a choice and I choose to do what is right and good. I choose to do what is right and good. Indeed. So Noble Ancient says, I choose to do what is directed within my day's adventure. I choose to do what is directed. Miss Hippie says, I have a choice. I choose to do what is kind and to pay it forward. I do what is kindness. Let kindness be my guide. Indeed. Reality says, I have a choice and I choose what sits well with my soul. I choose what sits well with my soul. Tim says, I have a choice and I choose what is more impactful for the long haul, except when it's a good time, not long time situation. Oh yeah, it's like, hey, you got to read the room. You got to know you got to know what you're dealing with out here. I got it, but I need to recognize what it is. If it's not going to be here long, let me go ahead on and drink that up. Mississippi says, I have a choice and I choose. Oh, we already said that. I'm like reading it again. Beck says, I choose to do what feels good. Hashtag YOLO. I have a choice and I choose to do what feels good. Beck's on that Tony. Another F in the chat for me for not having water, because I was about to hit that Tony for real, but y'all were spared by a little coughing spell. I was about to hit that Tony for y'all. Y'all lucky. I have no water in front of me, so I guess the F is for y'all since y'all not gonna since y'all ain't gonna get to hear that, because I'm about to die over here. The universe knew, like, this fool about to start singing and it's not gonna be good. Let's choke him real quick. The universe choked me out so y'all wouldn't have to deal with that. Oh man, lucky you. All right. Jehovah Thickness says, I have a choice and I choose to be on my worst behavior. I want to see your baddest behavior. Let me some sugar. I am your neighbor. All right. All right. We making choices out here. Wow. I appreciate y'all. Yeah. I embrace your choices, right? Embrace your choices. All right, let me go ahead and, yeah, that's about it, y'all. We got about 5 minutes left. So I'm gonna go ahead on and say peace out to all the folks that are watching and all the folks who are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I hope you've enjoyed this experience this morning. I get to say it once or twice. I know I say it a lot, so I'm gonna budget myself to just 2 or 3 times. I caught myself. But I hope that you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you real soon.